Welcome to Rizvi's e-learning channel.
Hello students, today we are going to continue teaching software engineering and the topic of today is software process. Before this video we have studied about the definitions of software engineering and some terms important for the same. Today this is another topic and it is also very important, so we will start from the definition. Software processes include those activities, methods, practices, and transformations that are used to create and maintain software products. So, what is the term means? It includes all the activities and methods for changing for practices which are used to create and maintain software products. So all the activities, all the methods जिससे हम प्रोग्राम या सॉफ्टवेयर को डेवलप करते हैं, उन सारी एक्टिविटीज़ को मिला के सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोसेस कहा जाता है. The software process is the way in which we produce software. So it is the way. All right. यहाँ पे तरीका बताया जाता है कि हम किस तरह से सॉफ्टवेयर को प्रोड्यूस करते हैं, तो ये होता है सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोसेस. एंड द प्रोसेस इज व्हाट टेक्स अस फ्रॉम यूजर नीड्स टू द सॉफ्टवेयर दैट सेटिस्फाइज द नीड्स. तो जो ये तरीका है यूज़र की रिक्वायरमेंट को सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोडक्ट में बदलने का, इसी को हम कहते हैं सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोसेस. जैसे ये हो गया यूज़र्स की नीड. यहाँ पे यूज़र क्या है? जो यूज़र है, जो बायर है, जो परचेज़र है सॉफ्टवेयर का, वो डिमांड रखता है, वन बाय वन कहता है हमको ये चाहिए अपने सॉफ्टवेयर में, ये फीचर्स चाहिए हैं. सो ही गिव्स अस अ कंप्लीट लिस्ट ऑफ नीड्स एंड व्हेन द सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोसेस अप्लाइज some work on the needs, then that outcome comes is the software product. And what are the some specifications of the software process? There are some specifications also. So what are the specifications? The process is generally a set of phases. So the process is not one single step, but it includes a number of steps, many phases. All right, there are more than one phase in the software process, so it is not a one step process. Understand? Next, each phase performs a well defined task and generally produces an output. So एक तो आप ये समझिए कि सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोसेस जो है वो सिंगल फेज का नहीं, मल्टीपल फेजेस का है, और हर फेज में उनमें हर एक फेज में वेल डिफाइंड टास्क होते हैं जो कि प्रोड्यूस करते हैं आउटपुट. हर फेज में वेल डिफाइंड टास्क होते हैं जो आउटपुट प्रोड्यूस करते हैं. ठीक है. देन इंटरमीडिएट आउटपुट वर्क प्रोडक्ट एंड द फाइनल आउटपुट इज द प्रोडक्ट इटसेल्फ. ओके. At top level, typically few phases in a process. जो हायर अथॉरिटी का सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोसेस होता है वहाँ पर कम नंबर ऑफ फेजेस होते हैं, वेरी लिमिटेड, बिकॉज दे डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट ऑल द सिंपल स्टेप्स दैट आर बीइंग डन बाय द सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर्स. एंड देन हाउ टू परफॉर्म अ पर्टिकुलर फेज, इट इंक्लूड्स द मेथोडोलॉजी दैट हैव बीन प्रपोज्ड. ऑलराइट. Next is the ETVX specification. Now you will say, what is this ETVX? So we will explain about that also. E is the entry. E is the entry criteria. So what is the condition that must be satisfied for initializing this phase? So for starting to develop the software, we have to first check the entry phrase, and the conditions has to be compulsory to satisfy. The conditions must be satisfied for initializing this phase. To start the phase, the condition should be true. Next is T. T is for task. What is to be done in this phase? So the second phase is for task. what is the work that has to be completed. It is mentioned in the task phase. The third one is V. V is for verification, the check done on the output of this phase. So after the initialization entry, the task what is to be done is checked here. After the product has been somehow developed, then the verification phase is started. It will check the output from the given user needs, and it will compare, and if there is any difference, then it will revert back. And the last is the exit phase. So the exit X is marked the ETVX criteria. When this phase is be considered, then it will be successful. So a phase also produces information for management. All right, these are all the critical information for the management. So here you can see this is a simple diagram of ETVX phase. The first one is input entry criteria. All right, it will go the data, the user need, you can say the user need, it is the entry criteria. After this, the processing will be done, and from the control the processing will give the output. Okay, and verification, and what was the previous phase? Task phase. So this will be the task and verification phase, and after that the exit phase X, it will mark the X. All right. So this was about the ETVX phase. Next we will see some of the characteristics of software processes. Some of the characteristics. Okay, so in any process, is any process suitable to use? As a process may be used by many projects, it needs characteristics beyond satisfaction in the project goals. So any phase can be used if it needs the characteristics to be used in the software phase. Okay, predictability. The first one is predictability. So it should be predictable, the software processes. And support testability and maintainability, it has to be have the capability to support testing and maintenance. If there is any changes required, then it has to be tested, and whatever the changes, it needs to be maintained and updated. Then support change, so it should support to update and make the changes which are required. And early defect removal, so it is still the same. And the process improvement and feedback. After all these, after all the inputs, feedback, and updation and making changes, when the final output comes, then it should be better than the previous one. Okay, so these are all the steps that has to be noted down and used to be followed when doing the software development. It is the process of software process. Okay, see you in the next video. Thank you.